The wind whispers through the ancient stones of the graveyard, carrying a chill that has nothing to do with the night air. This is a story of slumber disturbed, of a peace shattered by mortal greed. Our tale begins in a forgotten crypt, where for centuries Princess Lysandra slept, her name a mere footnote in the dusty pages of history. But that rest was not eternal. It was broken by the clumsy, grasping hands of Andrei, a treasure hunter with more ambition than sense, and his nervous assistant, who saw only gold where they should have seen a warning. They came seeking jewels and artifacts, treasures to make them rich beyond their wildest dreams. They found them, but they also awoke something else, something ancient and furious. As night cloaks the land in shadow, the heavy stone lid of the sarcophagus grinds open, not by human hands, but by a will that transcends death itself. Princess Lysandra rises, not as she was in life, but as a phantom of vengeance. Her eyes, once pools of gentle light, now burn within cold, otherworldly fire. The rage of a monarch whose sacred rest has been violated fuels her every move. She is no longer bound by flesh and bone. She is a being of pure, vengeful energy, and her purpose is singular. The ones who disturbed her will pay. They will return what they stole, not with gold, but with their very lives. She slips from the tomb, a specter gliding through the fog-drenched village. The mist clings to her like a shroud, muffling the sound of her passage. She is unseen, unheard, a whisper of death on the wind. The villagers, shuttered in their homes, feel a sudden drop in temperature, a prickling on their skin, but they dismiss it as a draft. They don't know that retribution itself is walking their cobbled streets. Lysandra's senses, honed by centuries of stillness, are now razor sharp. She can smell their fear, taste their scent on the air, the sweat of their greed, the stench of their desecration. She doesn't need to see them. She knows where they are, and she will find them. The trail leads her to a rickety inn on the edge of the village. Inside, Andrei celebrates his haul, his laughter echoing unnaturally in the quiet night. His assistant, meanwhile, jumps at every creak of the floorboards, his conscience a heavier burden than the gold in his pockets. Lysandra doesn't bother with the door. The fog seeps under the threshold, coalescing into her ethereal form right inside the room. The celebratory mood instantly vanishes, replaced by a suffocating silence. Andrei spins around, his face a mask of shock and terror. He sees her, a shimmering apparition of the princess whose grave he just robbed, her eyes locked on his. He tries to scream, but the sound dies in his throat. She drifts towards him, her movement unnervingly smooth, impossibly silent. He scrambles backward, tripping over a chair, the stolen jewels scattering across the floor like worthless glass, but there is no escape. She reaches out a hand, her fingers long and translucent, and places it gently on his chest. There's no force, no violence, just a simple, chilling touch. But in that touch is the power of the grave. Andrei's breath hitches. He watches in horror as the life drains from him, a visible torrent of energy flowing from his body into her. His skin turns ashen, then gray. Wrinkles spread across his face like a spider's web. His hair thins and whitens in seconds. His body shrivels, caving in on itself as if years are passing in mere moments. His eyes, wide with unspeakable agony, lose their light. And then, with a final, silent exhalation, he collapses, a withered husk crumbling into a pile of dust and bones at her feet. The princess turns her gaze to the corner, where the assistant trembles, knowing his time is next. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this tale of darkness, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories from the shadows.